you that I'll be alright. Voices in my head that get to me.
Hey yo! Sorry, I probably just burned your ears out there, but hey, I'm back with another video, and in this video I'm going to be showcasing how I actually made the beat for the beat battle that I almost won, and how the ending was actually an accident, so stay tuned for that. Roll the intro. Alright, so I'm going to try to make this a really quick video, okay? I'm not really going to go anything over my effects chain and stuff. You can probably just, I'm going to showcase it on the bottom of the video so you can look into it on your own, because I don't want to explain it, because I don't want my video to be 20 minutes. I want it to be 5 to 10 minutes max. Alright, so let's get to it. All it is that I have this vocal sample, snipped it off, and I have a delay and an auto pan, so it does that. That's all that's doing. I have a basic hi-hat pattern here that's going right, and then this part is actually me just doing a lot of. I like to mess around in Ableton a lot and destroy sounds and recreate them. So I added an isotope vinyl, reversed it, and then added an open hi-hat and did, I think, a delay for like half a second, so you get this sound. And that's that, so that's the intro. Now it's time for the drums.
Pulling up to your crib, meet me outside. 30 milligrams in my brain, one too many times.
So these are I call this section drums, but this is really like the actual intro where the singer comes in.
Pulling up to your crib, meet me outside. 30 milligrams in my brain, one too many times. Ask me if I'm falling out, I'll be alright. Voices in my head.
And then it repeats that twice. I kind of was lazy with this, and it just duplicated this whole thing twice. They could have easily skipped over this song if they really wanted to. Luckily they didn't. But all it is here is that obviously it's the vocal. I have the drums here. The drum, I have this whole audio effect rack, so if you want to pause the video at any time, just do that. I have the hi-hats here that's just following the same rhythm that it was in the intro. The snares are really cool. The snare is this pattern. So I have the snare and then a reverse snare. It's the same one, but then I have a little volume automation, so it kind of cuts off at the end, so it's not as sharp. And then obviously the 808. So that's the 808 here. So all together with just the percussion, it sounds really clean like this. Oh yeah, one thing I should mention too is that the hi-hats, I always do a lot of effects on my hi-hats. That's like kind of my signature here, as you can hear. That's what that sounds like. And the transposition mode here on the envelopes, I have it set to go down from 0 cents to -22 cents. And then I have a delay, so it just repeats that through your ears, so it doesn't leave an empty space. For space, okay, so I call this whole thing space and synth time. For obvious reasons, it's one of the best, I think the best part of the song. That's what caught everybody off guard. So let's go and show you what the synths on their own sound like. So all this is that it's a repeating ARP that I have here, as you can see. And then I have it go up 2 octaves. And then for this, I have a counter melody. This is from the Reason Rack plugin. If you don't have Reason 10 or 11, or just any Reason program, and if you don't have the Reason Rack, you're really missing out. Do your research and look it up. It's the best thing ever. You can get synths like this inside of Ableton. So yeah, this is the counter melody part right here. And then a really cool thing too that I did here is that for the counter melody part, I have a single note playing. But I wanted this to I wanted to pitch bend the shit out of the note. So I resampled myself. So I sampled this whole part here. And then I just pitched it up so you can see here. I went from negative 12 cents to positive 12 cents. So you get this really cool bending effect here. And then I chopped it. And then here I did triplet chops. And then I just added another one an octave higher. And then also, if you notice here too, if you look down here, I did an automation for the ears, so it goes from left to right pretty easily. I think my favorite part though was the Juno synth here. This is what really gets the character and the color of the sound in here. That's all this part is, and then I just have the delay from the ad lib just going off repeatedly. It goes left and right. Okay, so then now I have the switch up, which is the last part. So the switch up was actually really fun for me to make, and it was an accident. This whole thing came from an accident because Ableton has a delay, right? It has a delay right here, and it has a mode where it has repitch, fade, or jump, and that's how the delay reacts when you change tempo abruptly or just gradually. So I have it set to repitch. So what happens is that when you have it set to repitch and the tempo changes, it repitches the, I don't know if it goes to like a specific key or something, but I just know it changes the pitch entirely. I went from 155 BPM to 130, and this is what I got. You hear that? The whole thing was an accident because I wanted to see what the song would sound like at like 130-ish or something, and I didn't feel like the song was doing well. I resampled that. So now you get, this is the resample that I took. I chopped it up. Now, the thing that I had trouble with was that I didn't have a compressor on it. So when I resampled myself, the delay was gradually fading. So you would get you would get this. Let me turn the compressor off. You see how it gets loud and then really quiet? So it actually doesn't sound good. It gets super quiet. So what I ended up doing was adding a compressor so it stays consistent. So that's cool. And then the same thing I had with another instrument that had the same delay on it. So this ended up coming about when I resampled it. And then the most important part to me was the drum break. I love actual drum breaks from real drums because I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels really good to the ear. It sounds really good. So I used this sample. Oops, sorry. So originally it wasn't actually popping out in the mix too much, and I'm going to show you what this sounds like without the effects chain, which sounds like this. It's nice and balanced, yes, but I really wanted to like pump the song and get stuff in there. So I actually, I did an overdrive and I saturated and compressed the hell out of this, and added an EQ where the snare was so you can really hear the snare. So here's a before and after. I'm going to do a before and after. So you see how that sounds a lot more punchy and it probably doesn't sound good because it's not soft clipping, it's hard clipping, but I really wanted that transition to be really hard hitting into the drums. As you can see, let me bring this back down here. It sounds like this with the drum break. See how it really introduces the drums, like really, it's not like a soft drum break and then hard drums, it's hard drum break, hard drums. So that's it for this little part here that I call the atmosphere. That was just me resampling the drum fill, and that's it. Now the easier part is just the 808s and drums. So all it was is, I'll just play it for you. This is the percussion without the vocals. So I bet you didn't know that that little boop, boop, boop is actually 808s in succession of one another. I can actually, here, I'll play it lower for you. Or I'll play the original for you, actually. And then this is at 12 semitones. And then this is at the original 24. So yeah, that's really cool. That's a little cool little tidbit thing for the ears. There's nothing really much going on with the hi-hats. It's the same pattern, but I have occasional stutters here, so... And then the same thing but backwards. Same thing here. So that's nothing really fancy. That's really it. And I brought this same hi-hat part from the intro, if it plays. So this part was actually kind of cool too. So it wasn't as repetitive as the first part. I just made it double time, so it's a lot faster. And then I brought it back to the original. So it's like, whoa, what are you doing there? Were you going to make the song even harder? So I'll play that again with everything. So yeah, and then the last part is just the vocals. So the ad-libs are the second layer here where it says ad-libs. I just have a delay on there. And then the biggest issue that a lot of people had with this sample is that they weren't able to fit it into the key of what they were doing. It's in C minor, but sometimes there's accidentals that don't sound good, so I had to repitch them. This is what these red and yellow parts are. They're repitched or edited. So that's all that was. And then that's really it for the beat, honestly. It wasn't anything special in my opinion. People went crazy over it, but I think it's just because I worked on it for so long that I just got tired of hearing it. But yeah, that's really it. That's how I made a beat battle beat in 18 hours. Hope you enjoyed the video. Also, join my Discord. It's going to be link in bio. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I think like 80% of you or something are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It means a lot to me if you do. I want to grow this channel and make a community from this channel. So join the Discord, subscribe, and until next time, I'll see you. Okay, bye.